Our kids are growing up in a social world on steroids. Like, think about it. They have so much to deal with that we didn't even have to think about. The phones and the tablets mean that their friends are available all the time, which can be very comforting, but it can also be kind of overwhelming. Video games and computer games mean that they have ways to play that didn't exist a generation ago. And of course, social media means that shy and awkward teenagers have a whole different level of public scrutiny that we didn't have to deal with. It's a lot. It's a lot. Cell phones are everywhere. I just found this research on Common Sense Media, which is a great resource. By age 8, almost a third of kids have their own smartphones. And it keeps growing until about age 14, where almost all of the kids have their own smartphone. So if you feel like you're being dragged by the undertow, you are. This is out there. This is what they're seeing. And when they tell you everybody has a phone, as they get older, it's more and more true. And it's not just the tweens and the teens. The younger kids are spending about an hour a day on devices. So from the babies on upwards. I have a cousin who has a baby, and when she sees a picture book, she goes like this to make it, as if it were a tablet, to make it expand. And she doesn't understand why nothing happens. That's what they expect. The pandemic, of course, really upped the ante, and for a lot of parents, they had whatever the rules they had, and that's like, that's gone, because they were just doing whatever they had to do to get through. The little kids, their screen time use didn't really increase that much, but for the tweens and teens, it went up about an hour a day. And if you look at it, for tweens, 5 hours and 33 minutes a day on screens. Now, I looked closely at that study because that was really alarming, and they do double count. So if you are scrolling on your phone and also watching a movie, that counts as 2 hours if you spend an hour doing it. So there is some double counting on there, but the teens, 8 hours and 39 minutes, holy cow. Even if that's not the exact number and we take out the double counting, it's a lot of time on screens. This is a huge part of their lives. And what's interesting is that a good part, less than half, but a good part of it is stuff that could be social. So it's either gaming or social media or video chat. So this is an important way that they're connecting with their friends. Kids who are less advantaged tend to spend more time on screens, considerably more. But what's grown along with the screen time is also increasing parental concern about the screen time. And this is remarkably consistent across different cultures. US, Mexico, and Japan, about 2/3 of parents worry that their kids are addicted to screens. Our kids can't even imagine a world when dinosaurs roamed the earth and people didn't have a smartphone clutched in their hands at all times. It's just unimaginable to them. We as adults may feel nostalgic for a simpler time. But the truth is that relationships have always been complicated. And kids have always needed guidance about how to get along, how to handle those rough spots that come up in their friendships or with other kids at school. Kids are still kids, and tech savvy is not the same as wisdom and experience. You know stuff that your kids don't know just because you've been around longer, you've seen more of the world. Your wisdom matters, and that's one of the themes that we're going to be emphasizing tonight, is you really can, even if you're not as up-to-date as they are on whatever the latest thing is, your guidance is really, really important.